All right, we've got a great combination here, a guitar and a mandolin. And I'm going to put the mandolin on to playing the melody of Waynesboro from Edden, Hammons of West Virginia in the key of G. A lovely tune, and I hope you'll join me there. And we'll get Erynn to back us up. Here we go. Erynn.
You bet.
Good backup there.
It's
Great
good
tune. That is a great tune. So we'll dive into the melody of that and also play a little backup. Why not? So just G and D works well. In my guitar video, we threw a little more stuff in there, so it's good to experiment and see what you like, what the fiddlers like. So the melody there. First of all, let's just look at just doing a G and D chord before we even do the melody. I want to move over here a little bit. There we go. If you're playing, one thing to think about playing the backup. If it depends on how many people's playing the tune. If you just got you and a fiddler, no guitar, if you're the only person, you might do more like a guitar player. Like for your G, just do a 4 and 3 for a bass with strumming the first 2 strings, doing that little. And for a D chord, you might do the 2nd fret on the outside strings and pick the D note first, reverse the order. And that would be a great backup, just doing that. So just work on that. You can play the whole tune with just about that. Just got to get back. D chord, go back to G, and the D back to G. And on that second part on the guitar, I think I talked about doing a descending thing. So I did like a G, D, and C thing. If you did that, you could do a and that might be too much for some folks. So just stick with G and D right now, and let's dig into the melody here. So you're working your middle strings a lot, and you got this. So if you just isolate to that 5th fret on the 3rd string, G, and the 2nd fret on the A string, you got a nice little G arpeggio, 5, 2. And notice that tuning of the mandolin, that open strings in the bass. If you want to do that same sound, open 4. So a nice little exercise is just to do a G arpeggio, G, B, D, and then go up to that next, the 5th fret, and do the same sound, pivoting that 2nd fret, and you kind of use that as your pivot. So a good little warm up. 2nd finger for that 4th fret probably. Then your 3rd finger, 3, 1, 3. Okay, and on the first phrase of this Waynesboro, you got, and you double up on that 5th fret, and a lot of old-time fiddlers double up on notes more than people realize. So I love that little, when they double up. And I'm picking down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So usually on the downbeat, I try to pick down, just like a tick-tock, down, up, down, up. So if the melodies are what they call 8th notes, 1 and 2 and, down, up, down, up. So first phrase is this. So try that a few times. 1, 2, here we go. Then you got that's the whole 4th beat. So you got a nice little space there. And coming back around to start the tune, you might have a fiddler that does a pickup. You might do a little lead in, 5-2 open. So you might have a pickup there. If you did that, of course, it'd start on the, you'd have to count 1, 2, 3, and you're coming in early to get that pickup. So keep in mind, some tunes you can start with a pickup, but this is starting right on the beat right now. You can do it both either way. The next phrase, I'm going to keep that 5th fret on the second, that D note, and we have a nice little open E string with that, and then you put that 3rd fret down. I'm using my 2nd finger for that. So 3rd finger on the, and a lot of people do this. They go down there, you'll hear that before they do the 3rd phrase. So it's good to be able to do either one of those. It's just, again, it's just your G chord. If you did all 3 notes starting on that B, D, G, but you have that E in there. Let me put those 2 phrases together. I'll do it with a pickup just for fun. 1, 2, pickup, 5-2 open, 1st measure, wait. And both those measures have that whole 4th beat at the end. So let's think about that space there. It gives you some time to breathe there. So let's try that with the pickup. 1, 2, go. Whole beat. Whole beat. Nice. Let's do that a couple more times. The first 2 measures of Waynesboro. 1, 2, here I go. And you can kind of let those notes ring a little bit. And then it gets into Edden does some tricky rhythms here. He has like a open, he has what they call a syncopation here. It's going to be like, coming in and be like 1, 2, and. So it's coming in on an upbeat. If I did all the tick-tocks, 1 and 2, and. But you just have the 1 and 2, ands. And the way you can get that, you want to try to pick it up, 1 and 2, ands. And then he has a triplet, 7, 5, 2. So you're actually from 7, so it's like, let me check that and make sure. Yes, yeah. So it's a little tricky there. I think I was doing something different on my video, but that's okay. What happens when you play these tunes, you kind of modify and see what works, right? So I was doing like a 5-2 open, which is easier, but it's supposed to be it's supposed to be 7. So I may modify that and make it something easier and see if it works or not. So go back and listen to the recording. And what happens, people that play Waynesboro do it a lot of different ways. Oftentimes they'll take out some of the flourishes and make it a little more streamlined on the mandolin and the banjo especially too. So here's what I got. Let those notes ring. And I'm doing 5-2 open right now, and then I go 2, and I'm going to slide from 5 to 7. So I'm kind of fudging that down and changing it a little bit, and we'll see if it works or not. If you want to do it like the fiddle, let's listen. A little harder. I could do it with the open string. And what happens, you get one note. If you want to do exactly the right notes, it's open A, and then get that 5th fret up pick and do a pull off. So I think I'll modify my tab and at least do the right notes there. But also that sounds good too. So let's try that open A string and then pick up on the 5th fret and you anchor and you get the 2nd fret pull off. Let's just try that exercise because it's real nice for triplets. You're getting 3 notes and 2 beats, 2 pulses, 1 pull it. You can say triple it. Down, up with a pull off. Down, pull off. And then 2, 5. So we'll try that. Let me see how that works. That's the first line. That's not bad. I'll do it again. 1, 2 with a pickup this time. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to try it. I think when I'm doing that open A string, I'd probably slide to that too. So it gets a little tricky, but I think that'll be nice. Nice, very mandolin sounding. If I keep going, it's going back to that second line. Climbs up, nice scale there, ending. So let's look at that ending. So you're putting that second fret down and off on that A string. You're getting that little G chord, 5 and 2, but open A to it. Back open, back down, open, and 2, 5, and you put the chord down and take it off. So you're doing a lot of that 2 open back and forth. Listen to the whole first 2 lines here, and I'll try to put those notes in there. 1, 2, without the pickup, why not? Boom. All the scale notes, long notes, ending phrase. I'll try to get starting over again. And I tell you what, you're going to do the same thing often in this, as a lot of fiddle tunes, you get to repeat a lot of phrases. That little climbing, you get to do that about 3 times in a row here. So let's just try that phrase. Let's do that a few times, because that comes up a bunch. So a lot of the G chord notes, but a lot of the scale too. Okay, I'll try to play the whole first part and see what we have here. 1, 2 with no pickup. Long note. Let it ring. Scale E. Long notes. Ending phrase. Keep going. The scale E. Again. And that same. Beautiful. I'm going to do that one more time. That's the first part. So I like that. The more I try that little... and I'm kind of picking down there where it should be up in a way. I kind of like doing that down twice to get a slide. So, of course, Bill Monroe and some of those players did a lot of down picking where he might have been thinking up pick. So the whole first part one more time. And notice the scaly part comes in there comes in there 3 times. So that's nice. You got 3 times on that phrase. That's over half of the first part. So that's nice. So the whole first part. 1, 2, here I go. Nice and slow. Ending phrase. Keep going. Scaly phrase again. Ending phrase. And I had a little G octave, that low bass the last time. And let's look now, the second part, we get to get up into high country. We get to go up to this 7th fret and 5, 7, 5, 2. And you can slide up with your 3rd finger, but it'd be good to be able to get it with your pinky, maybe the 6th, the 7th fret slide. And then you got 5, 7, 5, 2, 3. Let's just try that. And you might try to get that 2 back there. It's a little hard to do that. Slides, 5, 7, 5, 2, and then you keep doing the same thing you did on that scaly phrase of the first part, with the slower notes at the end. So let's just try that. That's going to come back on a repeat, the same phrase up high, and then a little variation. So okay, and then you're going to slide somewhere to the 7th, maybe 5 or 4. Your slide can be longer or shorter. I'm going to put 5 in there. You got that slide to the unisons with 7th fret and open, little phrase, and then you're going to go back up from the 3, 5 up to that slide 6, 7 again, same thing you did, and the ending phrase we already know. Nice. 3, 5, that slide again. Then we have a second ending here. It's going to be a little different. It's the second ending, 3rd line on the 2nd page. Open 5. And then it does a nice 7, 7, 5, 5, 3, 3, nice slow. So I'm going to do that second part slow, and then I'll do the whole part one more time for you. So second part nice and slow. 1, 2, here I slide. 3, 5, slide again. And the ending phrase. Starting over. Second ending's coming up though, a little different. Open 5. And the nice slow 7, 7, 5, 5, 3. Ending phrase. First part. Scaly. A little more notes. Ending. Third line. Scaly notes. The ending phrase. Second part's coming up. Slide and slide. 3, 5, 7. Ending phrase. Repeat. The second ending, a little different. You could slide on those notes too. So there's a lot to that tune, and working out those tricky phrases is part of the fun, making them a little more mandolin friendly. And like I say, I was playing it, I think earlier, going, I kind of like that, but I do like it as I worked out that little triplet maneuver. And a lot of that, you get one note, and then you get the other two notes with the pull off or hammer. So great triplet technique. So you could try that on anything. But say you're doing, so you can make up a little exercise. Hammer. I'm doing two notes, the first two notes with a hammer. And pick, this is not in the tune, just a little exercise. So experiment, make up your own little exercise of a triplet with two notes with some kind of a, like I say, slide, hammer, pull off, and the last note or first note could be the single pick, down or up. So experiment with triplets. Waynesboro, I think, is a lovely tune. Listen to different, you'll see a lot of people playing this out and about on YouTube or wherever. Listen to different versions to see what they do, and often they'll streamline it, make it a little less notes. The fancier stuff, they'll make it, make it fit on the instrument they're playing there. So enjoy, check out Edden Hammons if you hadn't checked out that West Virginia fiddler. Really plays some beautiful tunes. And enjoy picking that mando. Thanks a bunch.